Is there any universal model for ideal society arrangement? What's the difference between human interaction in VR and in the real world? What about ethically challenging moments in virtual space? And how can this all be used in education? Plato was one of the first philosophers who asked such fundamental questions of human existence. And even now, almost 25 centuries later, we are still waiting for satisfactory answers. And now the time has come. The time to try a different approach. Project Politeia 21 aims to reconstruct Plato's ideal state as being described in his famous book The Republic by using modern technologies of the 21st century. Our goal is to build a virtual simulator where we could examine Plato's thesis about an ideal society and ethical aspects of human behavior. But we won't stop here. We plan to use the simulation as a vast experimental tool to study real-time human interactions in a virtual environment. So how we are going to do it, you may ask? We introduce a research-based reconstruction of what Plato's view on what the city-state called polis should look like by using historical scientific data. The virtual city will follow the laws and regulations proposed by Plato, which brings the question of whether or not people inside the environment will be able or willing to accept the given order. Last but not least, the project will expose individual participants to various ethical challenges. Now for the technical and the most tricky part. We are going to use a VR-friendly engine, such as Unity. Then, lots of assets to build up the environment, for instance, characters, buildings, avatars, common items of everyday use, and of course, a tremendous amount of human work to wire everything up, including physical interactions. Each participant will pick up their avatar, enter the environment, and interact with the world. Fundamentally, they will use all kinds of interaction the system would provide, such as talking to other people, buying items from NPC characters, or enjoying all aspects of the daily routine. Then, on the background, the system will gather many kinds of data, for instance, what the participants have been doing or how they have responded to certain events, which will be later on processed by the AI, and this can result in many interesting outcomes, for instance, analysis of human behavior over a certain period of time, and this can also be applied to machine learning. We all know that to actually experience something is different from just hearing about it. Our project provides a safe space to try out various situations, and life in the Platonic polis can bring enjoyable as well as unpleasant moments, but both can teach us something useful. So imagine you have just received a message from your rulers that you must execute a farmer who refused to give up his harvest for the sake of the polis, and whatever your decision would be, it would probably be unpleasant to you. Yet, any experience, however uncomfortable it is educational, especially in a safe artificial environment of VR. In this sense, VR can be considered a training field to improve crisis coping process. This project, if it would involve students as participants of this virtual environment, it would also offer a broad set of possibilities and perspectives, cooperation and dialogue. So, this is our goal: to provide a safe virtual environment to experiment with and learn from human interactions.